Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj.
Thank you. Namo Vishwapadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Padasa Sahita Prakash Vidriya Chacharam Kirtivan Sadhu Bhagavad Pate Namah. Thank you for this honor. I'm feeling actually more blessed from last 1 month that I've been initiated. That budding grass is coming out under the guidance of Guru Maharaj. But I had some realizations from last 2 years that have been sheltered under Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. I feel I've been placed in the very difficult area called Berry. We don't have a temple. We've been doing whatever we are doing by the mercy of Guru Maharaj. It was not possible without his mercy that we will be able to do what we are doing today. We've been gathering a lot of people, over 500 people we had over this Janmashtami itself. This is surely coming because of Guru Maharaj. And this year was my first year I was sharing with my Prabhu that when we were doing the Abhishek at the Janmashtami festival, I was thinking of Guru Maharaj, and I was thinking I was not even capable of doing anything because of you. You holded our hands, and wherever we are doing, whatever we are doing today is happening because of you. And I'm hearing a lot of different realizations from different people, which everybody get to know Guru Maharaj even more in last 2 years than they know themselves. And I realize that whatever little we have is coming because of him. If there's no, everybody say that Prabhupada is Krishna Kripa Murti, and we all know that our Guru Maharaj is Prabhupada Kripa Murti. So, agar ISKCON mein jurna hai, then we have to hold it his hand. So, I think at the right time we made the right decision, even though it was not happened the way it's supposed to be. We know we're supposed to get initiated, and just 2 months before that we realized that Guru Maharaj left us, created a huge vacuum in us, but still he never left us alone. So the present Guru Maharaj we're serving under His Holiness Bhakti Ashray Swami Maharaj. So when I was approaching him, my first question was, I have a bigger comparison. I have Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj and I have you. How and what should I do? And he says, you don't even have to worry. Because Guru Maharaj has done his purpose and Krishna wants him back. So Guru Maharaj has given me his prasad and I'm just giving it to you. And that was the moment I was like, okay, it's coming directly from Guru Maharaj. I don't have to think twice. And again, we have a wonderful family. Who've been very supportive. Today is his 81st Vyasa. I don't know him for those many years, I only know him for the last 3 years. But whatever I know, I am just grateful that I'm standing here and doing this today. Thank you very much. Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki.
So those who are lining up to do an offering, please when you come up to, before you start, you offer obeisances. Put your feet that way because Jagannath is here.
His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki. Hare Krishna everyone. So I was requested to do some memories about Maharaj in Mauritius. So I am Srinath Das, initiated disciple of His Holiness. And Maharaj came first time in Mauritius in 1989. And those days, there were only 4 disciples. When I took shelter and got initiated, there was only 7 disciples. And we were all doing everything for Maharaj, cooking, cleaning, washing, ironing, garland, everything. And it was early 1991. So Maharaj was taking early morning to go to Mangalati. And as you know, Mauritius is a very underdeveloped country. Now it is okay, but those days there was no hot water, not running water, just third floor. So I have to take the bucket, come down, go to the kitchen, heat warm the water and bring it upstairs. So Maharaj was already in the shower. I have to give the bucket, everything. So me and other devotee, one other disciple, we were just preparing his clothes, everything, because he has to go to Mangalati. And suddenly we hear, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. We were shocked. What happened? Maharaj is inside, and what is happening? No, Maharaj, anything, everything is okay? Oh yes, everything is okay. So he did not say anything. So we waited him to come out. And then, when he was getting ready, we asked Maharaj, what happened? Then he said, no, I saw a cockroach. Was about to die. Yeah, the cockroach was about to die, and Maharaj was chanting the holy name to the dying cockroach. So this is something very, very, that many devotees maybe we don't know, but I personally witnessed that. And the second thing is, because short of time, okay. So the other thing what is, so it was like mid-90s, and Maharaj was doing a Sunday lecture. So just the hall was packed, the room was very packed, everything good. And Maharaj was giving lecture, but during the morning or during the day, someone mentioned that there is some stealing going on in the temple. So maybe Maharaj heard about it. So there was lecture Maharaj was giving, we are sitting in the Vyasa and the hall was packed, and I was standing a bit far because I was, his personal servant was sitting with him and I was a bit far standing because there was no place at all to sit. So during the lecture, middle of the lecture, Maharaj just stopped and just waved his hand to me. Like this, you know how Maharaj was, like he waved his hand to me. And he said, what happened? So I just come here and you know Maharaj. So he said, please take the keys from the servant and go and check the room. All my deities are there. Yes. He told me like this, go and check the room, or the door is locked, everything is okay. Because he was worried about the deities, you know Maharaj deities, right? And he was very, very like, no, he said, okay, go and check. And I went upstairs and checked the door, was everything okay. And I came and report to Maharaj, yes, Maharaj is okay. And you know what happened from that day? Every time Maharaj is out of the temple, I was guarding the door. So that was, Maharaj was very, very keen about the deities. You know how beautiful deities, all the saligrams, so Maharaj was, so this is one of the memories. Is up?
That's the last one.
Yeah, so this is how I can share some of them. We have a lot. You know, Maharaj has been coming for the last 36 years now. No, not 36, but now it is 34 years. Because last time he came in 2020, 2021, I think, 22, after the COVID, and the last initiation. So those days we were only 14 disciples. Now we have more than 250 disciples. Even though Maharaj didn't know the GBC in Mauritius. He has never been the GBC in Mauritius. In spite of that, Maharaj had 250 disciples now, more than. His name is Gopal Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. So I will not take 5 minutes even. So I'm going to share one memory, and then I'm going to see what your memory is like, Guru Maharaj. So what I want to share with you is 1994 is when Guru Maharaj had his first angina attack, and he was taken to Washington Hospital. And so we 6 of us from Toronto went to Washington to see him. Sorry. Yeah, Maharaj. No, he told me an Anyway, so 6 of us went from Toronto to Washington. And we got in the evening and we went straight to the hospital. Maharaj was in his hospital bed, and he got up when he saw us coming. And before we could ask him how Maharaj you were doing, he started asking us how we are doing. What was the trip like? Was everything okay? And then he asked somebody local, where are they staying? What arrangements have been made? Have you made prasadam for them? All this question about us, nothing about him. So finally we said, Maharaj, just know something about you also. So he said, everything is fine, there's no problem. And he said, you go take rest. And so, okay, fine. So next morning, we went back to the hospital. He had his procedure done already. And again, before we could ask how he was doing, did you get prasadam? Was it okay last night? No problems. That's all I wanted to know, how we were doing. And then what time you going back and when are you going back? Everything about us, nothing about him. So that's our Maharaj, so concerned and so caring about everyone. Anyway, that's my memory that I'm going to share today. But I do have some questions to see what your memory is like. So, what is the one question that Guru Maharaj almost always asks very soon after starting his class, no matter where he is? One, yes.
Are you reading Bhagavad Gita?
No, he right at the beginning of his class, he'll ask everybody.
How many round you can?
No, there's a class. He's giving a class. Yes. Can you hear me at the back? Every time, within 2 minutes of starting, I said, can you hear me at the back? Okay. Any favorite course, not verses, any favorite course that he always repeated like a million times? So I'll give you one hint and you can think about this one. God helps those who help themselves. That's one. Anything that triggers in your mind?
Where there is a will, there is a way. Where there is a will, there is a way.
Where there is a will, there is a way. Anyone else?
Man imposes, God disposes.
Yes, man plans and God proposes. Man proposes and God disposes. Yes. Another one is you take one step and Krishna will take 10 steps. Yes. Krishna Suryasam Maya Vandaka. Right? Always quoting that. Anyways, last one because my time is going to be up very soon. There are a couple of words that he pronounces in a very interesting way. One is Khubsurat. Right? It's Khubsurat normally and beautiful is Khubsurat. Huh? I can't hear you. Narad, yes, Narad Muni. And another one he uses very frequently, wo bada nikamma hai. Remember that? So anyway, I just want to see, kind of remember Maharaj in that way. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So, Shri Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai. So now we'll continue with devotees coming up and making their offerings. Everyone has 3 minutes. Before you join the line, please offer your obeisances with your foot pointing to the south. And but not now, but offer it before you join the line, so that we can move quickly. Everyone will get 3 minutes per household, and as soon as the 8 o'clock conch shell blows, that will be the end of the offering. So now we'll turn it over to Raj Vidya Prabhu.
Hare Krishna to everyone. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Namo Krishna I can't still believe that he is not there. I always feel like that we are having celebrations of Vyasa Puja, but he is in Delhi or Vrindavan or somewhere. I can't believe it. I don't know how you people are feeling. I'll tell one incident with him. I generally go from here to India every year. Mostly I go every year. And whenever I go to Vrindavan and I want to see him. But his trip is like that, his planned program is like that. I came to know that he is in Delhi, Parthasarathi temple. I went to the Parthasarathi temple. Then I heard that this morning he left for Vrindavan. Then from there I took a cab or took a taxi. I went to Vrindavan. When I reached Vrindavan, I heard he left in the afternoon for Bombay. So I can't see him. Then I discovered that he always comes in Vrindavan during the Prabhupada's disappearance day. He never misses. And he stays at least 2 to 3 days time. So I decided that I should go on that day to see him. And one occasion I went there and he was coming out from Prabhupada's Samadhi Mandir. And I don't know what happened. He jumped. There are 3 steps. If you climb on the Prabhupada's Samadhi temple, there are 3 steps to reach the Prabhupada's Samadhi room. He jumped from there, and fortunately, I was standing in front of him. He come and hugged me like this. And I grabbed his body, like a child, I grabbed his body. Then I didn't know. He said, okay, he has gone. I didn't know what happened, why he did like this. Then when the class was going on and the discipline's lecture was going on, I came to him and I asked him, Maharaj, what happened? Why you came like that running? Then he said that all ladies sitting on the staircase, they wanted to touch my feet and I don't want it. So I wanted to escape from them and I jumped. And he was not knowing that there are 3 steps, he's jumping. And I remember Mahaprabhu's incident. In the book you must have read it. Mahaprabhu also, whenever somebody unwanted person touched his feet, he used to run to the Ganges and he used to take a dip. So our Guru Maharaj was almost like that. He never allowed any ladies or who is not his disciple to touch his feet. Thank you so much.
Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai. So Indresh Prabhu is here. He would like to say something. So if he can make his way up at some point, we'll go to the next person in line.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, happy Vyasa Puja. I am your granddaughter Niyati and I row an offering for you. The idea of a pure devotee is a very vast and complex topic that could be discussed endlessly. Pure devotees can be identified by the qualities they display, such as humility, kindness, compassion, tolerance, and detachment. Their devotion to God is selfless and not for any personal gain, but purely out of the love for Him. Additionally, a pure devotee always serves their spiritual master and follows their instructions. When reflecting on these qualities, one prominent name that comes to my mind is His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. As described in the Nectar of Devotion, one of the key aspects of a devotee's life is their dedicated service to their spiritual master. You have followed Prabhupada's instructions of printing and distributing books as your life and soul, and that is why you are commonly known as Prabhupada's man. The Nectar of Devotion also stresses that a pure devotee should always be compassionate. You have treated everyone with kindness and respect. By prioritizing book distribution, you have helped to spread the teachings of Krishna consciousness far and wide, allowing more and more people to benefit from it. Your compassion and willingness to serve others selflessly are qualities that define a pure devotee, as outlined in the Nectar of Devotion. Your dedication to devotional service was also remarkable, especially considering your age. No matter how late you went to sleep, you would always rise early for Mangala Arati, demonstrating your deep love for Krishna. In conclusion, your life beautifully shows the qualities of a pure devotee. Your unwavering service to Srila Prabhupada, selfless devotion to Lord Krishna, and dedication to spreading Krishna consciousness throughout the world is an inspiration to all. To your tireless efforts in book distribution, temple openings, and devotional practices like Mangala Arati, selfless acts, kind personality, tolerant nature, and determined mind, you have set a powerful example of how to be a pure devotee. As described in the Bhagavad Gita 12.8, where Krishna says, "Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt." You have set a great standard for how to keep the mind engaged in Krishna's service all the time. I am so grateful to have your association as your granddaughter and beg for your mercy so I can grow in my spiritual life. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai.
Thank you very much, His granddaughter.
His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj ki. I just want to say to not only his disciples, but everyone in Canada, we're very, very, very fortunate that we have so much association with Gopal Krishna Maharaj. I apologize, I didn't have a chance to change, but I just wanted to, they're talking about memories, and we have a lot of fond memories with Gopal Krishna Maharaj. I'll just share a few quick ones. When I was a small child, 10, 12 years old, right outside here, Bhakti Yoga Prabhu would save pizzas and pies downstairs in a closet, and I'd sell them on Sunday feast. And every time Maharaj used to come, I was a small child at the time, he would go out there and stop, ask, see what prasad is being sold, and go out there and ask how it's going. And then fast forward, when I was in my 30s, maybe mid-20s or so, I used to travel back and forth to India 3-4 times a year. And one time I had a couple extra days, I went to Vrindavan, and I was in Vrindavan, actually just like today, pant shirt, with my jeans on. I made it from Mangalarti, and Maharaj is just about to start Guru Vandana. And you all know in Vrindavan there's a big push. And Maharaj sees me and he holds my hand. And all these secretaries and all the Gopal Krishna Maharaj's disciples are saying, what's going on here? He holds my hand, everybody's waiting for Guru Puja to start. And then fast forward again, when I got married, as we got married, one of the first people we saw was Gopal Krishna Maharaj. And then I was going to Kishori's hometown in Firozpur. When we saw in Ludhiana, there was Rath Yatra that day. So our driver had a big cross, his name was James. We're driving an SUV, and I said, pull over, I want to stop. So we left all our luggage, in India that's dangerous, we leave everything, and we stopped. And we stopped, again, we were just going through, and we stopped at Rath Yatra. And Ludhiana Rath Yatra has tens of thousands of people. And Maharaj was on the stage, and after Rath Yatra starts, it's chaos. People's slippers are on the ground, it's just chaos. And Maharaj comes, Maharaj is finished talking, there's many dignitaries there, and we're standing on the side, ready to sneak out and leave. And Maharaj does a beeline towards us. And out of so many thousands of people, he recognized us. And it was very special. And then when I was in my 40s, I was turning about 40, and Gopal Krishna Maharaj came to our house, and I asked Maharaj, is it time? And Maharaj understood right away. I said, is it time for me to retire? And he didn't give an answer right away. And I was in Prabhupada's quarters. And in Prabhupada's quarters, I came on Sunday to see him, and he gave me the answer. And he understood it was false renunciation on my part. So he understood, and he said no, and he gave me specific instructions. And then fast forward another decade, as I was about to turn 50, I asked a question again, and Maharaj gave specific instructions. And I just want to let you know that Maharaj, in the last few years, we had a legal situation, and Maharaj is named a legal situation. And there's lots of stress, but then I look back, I spent so many hours with Maharaj. Every time he came, we were spending like an hour, 2 hours discussing this issue. So got an extra association, and I witnessed how compassionate he was, and how fair he is. And you should know in Canada, I mentioned on Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja, we just opened up a temple in Winnipeg, but your godbrothers and sisters, some of them were first initiated, they're actually on hold for second initiation. They're like sitting there, they can't even do deity worship right now. But they actually opened up this beautiful temple in Winnipeg, and those are directly because of Gopal Krishna Maharaj's mercy. And as I'm doing this service, I'm realizing how much stress Maharaj was under, and we're worshiping here in Canada, so I can't imagine how much Maharaj took in India. So he's very compassionate. We're very, very, very fortunate. He gave us so much darshan and so much time in Canada. So His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj ki jai.
Thank you, Indra.
Naman Mushkadaya Krishna Prasaya Vitale Shrimati Gopal Krishna Goswami Iti Namine Prabhupada Sahitam Prakasha Vidaricha Pracharam Kirtanam Sadhu Bhagavad Padyate Namaha. Dear Maharaj, please accept our most humble obeisances at your divine lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you, the living embodiment of his mission. We miss you dearly. This year, as Vyasa Puja approaches, we find ourselves reflecting not only on your teachings, but on your presence, your tireless service, your unmatched humility. You have shown us by your example what real devotion looks like. You didn't just speak of Krishna, you embodied him in how you served, how you spoke, how you lived. We remember the summers watching you perform arati at the altar with such attention and grace. Your discourse is rich with wisdom and laced with affection. Every word carried weight because it came came not just from scripture, but from realization. That space feels empty without you this year, and yet your presence lingers in our memories, in the hearts of our disciples, in the seva we carry forward. Through you, we have found a family, a community of those who love you and walk the path you've paved. The Gopal Krishna Goswami family has become our shelter. In our absence, we find strength in their strength. When we falter, we remember your steady voice, your smile, your fierce dedication to Srila Prabhupada's mission, and we keep going. Thank you for your guidance, your love, your example. We aspire to serve in a way that pleases you, that brings even a fraction of the sincerity and steadiness you have brought to the world. On this auspicious day of Vyasa Puja, we bow down at your lotus feet with love and gratitude, and we pray to remain your servants life after life. Happy birthday, your servants Avinash, Manta, Shan, and Julia Goya.
Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai. So now we'll call on Mother Satyabhama. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, happy appearance to Maharaj. So I was asked to speak a few words on Maharaj, and actually when I woke up this morning I was thinking, what would I say if they call upon me this evening? So it was the first thought that came into my mind, and so I just want to share a couple of things. One of the things that really always struck to me about Maharaj is every time we went to India and showed up at Juhu temple, that was like the first thing we always did. Almost 80% of the times when the door opened, Maharaj was doing the arati. So wherever he went, he was always on the altar, and his dedication to deity worship was tremendous. The second thing I will always remember about Maharaj is his deities, personal deities. It was very difficult for me to figure out how he carries so many deities in a suitcase. And visiting Maharaj's room upstairs in the Prabhupada quarters was always a very special moment where he would get everybody in and we would see his deities. And I would always think, who would Maharaj give these deities to? And I even asked Rupananda Prabhu after Maharaj left the planet, where are those deities and who did he give them to? Because I always thought maybe he'll give them to me. So I was very, very attached to those Gaur-Nitai deities that Maharaj had extremely special. While I was serving on the temple council for a decade, we always had the very special privilege of meeting Maharaj every time we came. And there was always this lineup to go inside Prabhupada quarters to see Maharaj. And I would always stand behind because, you know, being who my spiritual master is, it's very difficult to meet your spiritual master. So I would always stand at the back so that all of his disciples could go inside and talk to him, and you know, Maharaj would ask them questions, but he would always spot somewhere at the back that I'm standing, and he would say, wait, open the door, and then he would call me in, and of course he would ask about the temple and encourage us always to work in cooperation with the different teams. Whenever he came, there was always a huge crowd at the temple. There would be so many disciples, and Maharaj had such strict, regulated diet, but yet all of his disciple Matajis would make such elaborate preparations and a huge plate filled with so many different preparations. And I remember once Maharaj looked and said, "Do you also come to the temple to cook when I'm not there?" And I always remember that. Maharaj himself always behaved like Prabhupada was with him. His actions, his words, his projects, the way he worshipped his deities, the softness in which he spoke, he always behaved like his spiritual master is right beside him. And I took that as a very important lesson. And I always try to embody that behavior, that what would I do right now if my spiritual master was standing in front of me. I think that was one of the most important lessons that I have learned from Gopal Krishna Maharaj when he asked that question, do you cook for Gopinath when I'm not here? So that's really something that we should reflect on, all of us, and it will definitely make us go closer to Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. His Lord Nitai are in Moscow. His Nishingadev are on a Nishingadev altar in Delhi. And the others are around.
Om Shubhadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Gopal Krishna Goswami Prabhupādasya Sahitya Prakasha Vitirya Charam Vikon Sadhu Bhagavad. Thank you very much for this opportunity to speak about our dear Guru Maharaj. There are so many things to speak about him. But one thing which I like to say, like right now we are missing the physical association of the Guru Maharaj. We don't get to talk to him as we used to earlier. But when we start to contemplate his instructions, you'll realize that this relationship will get more deeper, stronger, and you'll feel his presence more and more. Like Satyabhama Mataji rightly mentioned, like you should be always, your behavior when you are conducting with any devotees, you should be aware that spiritual master is standing next to you. So you should not, so that remembrance, that always keeping that connection is very, very important for practicing devotees. And like Guru Maharaj, I met first time Guru Maharaj in 1999-2000. So in Chandigarh, Guru Maharaj used to come there very regularly, and we had the good fortune to have his association. And I remember that time, like Guru Maharaj, when the Rath Yatra, like here, it's about 2 hours walking, something like that. But their Rath Yatras are usually longer in India, like 4 to 5 hours. So he was with a lot of energy, kirtan and walking and talking to everyone. That was his energy level was very, very different. Like he used to, sometime in a day, he would be at 3 places. Like Delhi, Bombay, Vrindavan, and back to Delhi on the special occasions. And what is fatigue, we never saw on his face. Like what is jet lag, no. So Guru Maharaj was always, beyond the body. And there are 2 important aspects there are many aspects, but there are 2 important aspects that I want to highlight today. He was a visionary as well as a leader with integrity. So sometimes it's easy to find the leaders who are visionary, but they may not have integrity. Or other side, you may have leaders who have integrity, but may not have a good vision. Guru Maharaj had both of these, and top of that, he was practicing this principle of Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sanishmana. That you can see from many of the, I don't have that much time to elaborate on those points, but briefly I can say that Guru Maharaj joined Montreal Temple in June 1968, and then year after he was initiated there by Prabhupada. So the instruction he received that time was like, one of your duties is to build temples. And we can see from his behavior how focused he was, and is able to give us so many temples where the worship of Radha Krishna is going on in India and also outside of India.
His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. So, Shammohini Mataji of ISKCON Toronto would also like to say something, so we'll ask her to at some point to make her way up. Oh, she's coming. Okay, she'll go after
I'll be fast.
Anyway.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Gopal Krishna Goswami Prabhupadasya Sahitya Prakasha Vitirya Charam Sadhu Bhagavad. Guru Maharaj, we miss your association with each passing day, and I wish I could have spent more time with you. Every time His Holiness Janardhan Maharaj lands at Toronto Airport, the old memories just springs to mind and our eyes try to look for you. Now your deities have been served at different ISKCON temples across the globe. Those moments while you served your deities, devotees assisting you in deity worship and reading of Srimad Bhagavatam, going along was invaluable. Those moments will never come again. It would feel like Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga at that time.
Guru Maharaj, I remember one time I asked you in New Jersey to walk a temple, Maharaj, why don't you take rest? So you replied very humbly, it was not easy to grow the movement. It means how much commitment and dedication you have shown towards Srila Prabhupada. Sometimes I think about how could I get a guru like you, which I certainly did deserve. Guru Maharaj, you had an art of picking devotees and empowering them for a larger vision that you have in your mind, which even your disciple would not know. So many of your disciples are preaching with utmost dedication and following your orders because of your empowerment. With respect to the building number of temples like Glory of India, Kurukshetra temple and several other temples tells your commitment towards ISKCON. Every temple that was built under your guidance is really marvelous and tells how much pain you have taken for Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada once mentioned, time scatters everything, but eternally nothing is finished in Krishna consciousness, but actually it adds or stocks up. Yes, Vapu is not with us. Your Vani, transcendental instructions, would always remain eternally with us. And Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yat Gyatva Moksha Shri Ashubhat. You made sure during your Leela that people read these transcendental books so that they can get out of this Ashubh world. I'll very quickly share my own experiences while serving Guru Maharaj. I was given a chance of serving Guru Maharaj as a secretary in 2012 or 13. I did not know anything about how a sannyasi should be served. I was totally raw. And fortunately, I got a chance to serve Guru Maharaj. There was a Maharaj secretary who actually had to go early, so there was around 3-4 days left. I did not know that you have to sleep once your Guru goes to bed, and you have to wake up before your Guru wakes up. And what happened the first day, usually the secretaries stay in the same room, or sleep in the room which is just by side. I was just going down. I said, okay, Guru Maharaj, I'm going down. And so Maharaj said, where are you going? I said, Maharaj, I'm going to sleep down in Brahmachari ashram. So Maharaj, I didn't know, nobody told me. So I asked, and Maharaj said, no, you bring your bed and sleep here. I said, okay, that was the first time I slept right beside Guru Maharaj. Then eventually it was like 3:45. I did not know honestly what to do. Maharaj actually went to the washroom to get ready for Mangala Aarti, and I was sleeping. I was like, I woke up and I saw Guru Maharaj right in front of me. So that was so compassionate of him. He did not scold me and told me that, oh, you know what, you're not prepared, you're not ready, just go out, this and that. But he took it. So those were like some of the humble moments, just 30 seconds more. One of the very funny incidents with Janardhan Maharaj Janardhan Maharaj was not Maharaj at that time, he was a Prabhu. So Janardhan Maharaj actually went with all the tours for last 20 years with Guru Maharaj. So during the last 2 years when Janardhan Maharaj, when so many secretaries were there, but still Janardhan Maharaj has to assist. So Janardhan Maharaj was actually during the deity worship resting, like he was like laying down on a sofa. And Maharaj somehow or other could know from the other room that Janardhan is taking rest. So immediately Maharaj said, like while doing deity worship, Janardhan! Janardhan was like taking a little nap, and he was like quickly jump out of the sofa, of the couch. So there was a lot of funny incidents that Maharaj had, and we have a lot of memories with Guru Maharaj. With time constant, I'll stop here. So His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj ki Jai.
Hare Krishna, everybody. By the mercy of Lord Krishna and the blessing of the devotees, I received initiation in Baltimore, Washington in 2023. I was among the last batch of disciples initiated by our beloved spiritual master, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Srila Prabhupada once said, judge the tree by its fruit. Our Guru Maharaj is a glorious tree planted by Srila Prabhupada himself. I consider myself incredibly fortunate that Maharaj gave me immense association in short span of time. I was introduced to him by my dear God brother Ashoka Krishna Prabhu by asking me would you like to meet my Guru Maharaj? And he had already shared about me with Maharaj that by profession I'm a physiotherapist and I'm already chanting 16 rounds. Upon meeting Maharaj, he greeted me with his famous pain-relieving, radiant, billion-dollar smile. He immediately made me feel at ease and asked me if I would do physiotherapy for him. During our sessions, he inquired about my clinic, staff and daily schedule. But what truly amazed me was how, without me even asking, he began to resolve my inner doubts and questions with such clarity and compassion. During those treatment sessions, I often felt it was not I who was treating Maharaj, but he who was treating me. There was sacredness in those moments that went far beyond care. Every moment of service felt purifying, as if I were being given a chance to connect with His mercy in a very personal way. The Lord, situated in our hearts of all living entities, directs their senses, but He directs in terms of the surrender of the living entity. And in case of a pure devotee, spiritual master, he directly controls the senses. I realized this only last year after his departure. It was then I understood more deeply how Maharaj was never acting out of bodily impulse. His words, his compassion and his actions were always divinely orchestrated. I remember his last visit to Baltimore vividly. During his Vyasa Puja celebration, he was seated gracefully at the center of the stage. Many disciples, including myself, felt he just looked like Srila Prabhupada. The aura, the gravitas, the divine presence, it was unmistakable. And again, during our Maharaj's first Tirubhav ceremony in Vrindavan, while I was at the Samadhi area, a Mataji who is not from ISKCON approached me and asked, "Is today some celebration related to Srila Prabhupada?" Surprisingly, I asked her, "Where did you see Srila Prabhupada?" Without hesitation, she pointed toward a picture of our beloved Guru Maharaj. In that moment, my heart overflowed with realization. Truly, Maharaj is Srila Prabhupada's mercy personified. And every time I heard that Maharaj had a fall or some injury, my heart would tremble with guilt. I would immediately introspect, had I broken some principle, had I made an offense or committed an aparadh? Such was my connection and reverence for him. His well-being felt so intimately tied to my own spiritual integrity. To be accepted as his disciple is not just a milestone, but a lifelong responsibility to represent him, serve him sincerely, and live a life of devotion. All glories to Guru Maharaj.
So, Sham Mohini Mataji will be our last offering for the night. Unfortunately, time is running short. The RT will be happening soon. We apologize to everyone who we've missed because of the short time, but not to fear. You'll have the opportunity to personally make your offering to Maharaj, either here in the temple or at home at your altar.
Dearest Maharaj, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Always at the epicenter of innovation. Once you had the proposal of distributing books through bookstores. When Srila Prabhupada inquired how the distribution was going, you shared that it wasn't as successful. At that time, Srila Prabhupada shared with you that in reality, the only way books are distributed is by the enthusiasm of my devotees. You recounted that incident several times, and in fact, last year, all your disciples and well-wishers in North America took that incident as their inspiration to distribute at least 5,000 sets in your loving memory. You carried that enthusiasm in your heart, no matter where you were, and engulfed insignificant souls like us into that realm. Whether it was the first ILS in Mayapur, where as timid souls we made a presentation on behalf of Vaisheshika Prabhu, to spotting us from the altar at the Radha Sahib Mandir while doing Arti and asking us to meet you, and during your last visit in Toronto. You always asked us how books are being distributed, what strategies are being used, who were we distributing to, and how many. Your presence and inspiration tied everyone together, irrespective of our differences. not just here in GTA, but even the vast landscape of India. Big leaders, powerful and influential, would jump at one instruction. Your presence on one Zoom call got all zones rallied, and all scores and pledges were reported. And the proof remains that alone by your advocacy, even such big countries like India came together and distributed many, many more books than they had pledged for. Today and always, we pray that we can carry that enthusiasm you've given us all in our hearts, through our body, mind, and words. And that year after year, everyone all over the world can continue to prepare reports of how they are distributing books, so that one day, by your mercy, when we meet again, we have a report to share. In your service, Radha Mohan Das and Shyamohi Devi Das.
So before the conch blows, if you would permit me, I would like to share one memory, because there's no one else in line. When we were living in Mayapur, Maharaj would come every year and spend 1 month in Mayapur. Janavi got the chance to cook for him every single day, every single meal for a month. One time, and I got to see him, he was, from the time his eyes opened in the morning to the time they closed in the evening, was eating. So one day, I noticed I brought his dinner, and it was like 10 o'clock at night, and he was sitting there, and he was eating, and he was like falling asleep, and he almost, at one point he almost fell out of the chair, so I kind of, held him back. And so then I said to him, Maharaj, maybe you should give up management and GBC duties and just travel around and preach like a sannyasi. He immediately stopped eating. He was fully awake. He looked at me and he said, Prabhupada gave me the service and I'll do it until I die. And so probably we all know that he had gone to Dehradun. He was the chairman of ISKCON India Bureau, and they were opening a new temple in Dehradun, and he was not physically ready to go, but he went anyways because he was the chairman and he figured that he was the host, and he had gone. That was his last meeting, that was his last management act, if you will. So to fulfill the purport of what he said to me that night is, I'll do this service. Prabhupada gave it to me, so I'll do it until I die. So if you don't, I don't know if you know, when this bureau was created in India, Prabhupada was the chair. And after Prabhupada left us, Gopal Krishna Maharaj became the chair of the bureau. And he was the chair of the bureau until the end. So he took the service that Prabhupada gave him very, very, very seriously, and he was determined to do it to the best of his ability until the last possible moment. And that's the kind of person that he was in terms of following the orders of his guru. We hear Srila Prabhupada following the orders of Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj and coming to America with nothing, and started an international society underneath a tree. So here he produced disciples and sent them all over the world so that they can assist him to foster this fledgling movement that he started and make it a success. And we're hoping that from among everyone here, all across ISKCON, that devotees will step forward and follow in the footstep of these stalwart devotees and keep on pushing ISKCON to higher and higher realms. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai. Shri Radha Kirchor Gopinath